Winnipeg Weekends on 680 CJOB.
Welcome back. Skylar in for Clay, the Clayman, back next Saturday. Something we've heard about quite a lot in the past week and likely will continue to, supply chain issues. Not only because of the pandemic and, just the throttling of a lot of ships at ports, particularly the Port of Vancouver, but the crisis in BC has only exacerbated what was already a tough situation. All industries essentially affected at this point, and one of them is the automotive parts industry. And joining us now, J.F. Champagne, the president of the Automotive Industries Association of Canada, to give us kind of some perspective on where the issue of getting car parts is at these days. J.F. Champagne, thanks for joining us today.
No, thank you for having us. Good morning, Skylar.
So where is it at right now? If you're working at an auto body shop or working at a service center and you need that part, it's not one of those that you have a bunch of in the back on a shelf. Are you getting that just as quickly as you would have 6 months ago, or is it really slowed down like so many other areas have to?
Yeah, so the automotive industries has been affected as much as other sectors of the economy. But Skylar, we have to understand the automotive aftermarket. That's essentially everything that comes after you buy your car from the dealership. It's very resilient. There's many sources of getting those parts. So I guess the short answer to your question is yes, we're going to get those parts for your car. It might take a little longer, and it might not necessarily be the part that we'd normally put. We might have to take a different type of part, but ultimately we're able to fix your car because, again, we're resilient, and that's an essential service. So it's not easy, but yes, we'll get the job done.
Hey, well, that's great news because I know, a lot of industries are really struggling to keep things going the way they used to. Is it having an impact, at the dealership or service center level on margins? Is it costing more to bring these parts in than it did before?
So certainly we're seeing inflation on the cost of goods, mostly driven by the raw material. It's just more time, more resources for the manufacturer to build the parts, but it's also costing a lot more money to ship these parts. They're coming over from containers. We've seen all the issues around the ports, and obviously the BC situation is not going to help. Train transportation, and trucking is also a bit of a challenge. And so all these compounding factor makes it so that, yes, we're seeing inflation in the parts. Be expected to pay a little bit more that you would normally for these parts. And again, if you're looking for a very specific parts for a specific model because you want to do something special, maybe that part is not available. But overall, if you need to get your car serviced, we're able to get the parts for you.
Hey, well, talk about a special part that we like here in Manitoba is winter tires, for sure. Now, this is the time of year where a lot of people who maybe waited until that first snowfall head out to the store and go get a set of 4 tires. How's the availability of that looking right now? So,
same situation. And the best advice we could give, please, the key, schedule an appointment. Get in touch with your preferred shop, so you won't have surprises. Just don't show up at the service center. Really book in advance, have a conversation. So if you need to buy winter tire, again, you might necessarily have your first pick. It might cost you a little bit more, and you might have to settle for that second choice. But we'll get you those tires. Maybe not today. It might take a few days. It may take up to 2 weeks. But again, we'll be able to get tires for your vehicle. But key again, call, schedule an appointment as early as possible.
And just about 30 seconds before I let you go, J.F. Champagne, is this situation going to strengthen maybe the market for domestic manufacturing of auto parts? Because I know we do get a lot of our parts from overseas, but I think this kind of shines a light on some of the issues that can arise with doing it like that.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about, how can we bring back more manufacturing in Canada? It's complex. It's not easy to manufacture replacement parts, specifically for automotive aftermarket. It's one part for, a million different types of make, models, and year. I think some will do a good effort to do that, but it's a very global, integrated industry it's going to be hard to walk back from.
Certainly. Hey, well, good news. I'm happy to hear that, the industry isn't as affected as some others for sure. J.F. Champagne, best of luck moving forward. I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on things in the weeks ahead for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you again for calling us.
You're very welcome. J.F. Champagne, president of the Automotive Industries Association of Canada. Marissa Turton in sports.